town of Skingrad, which is off to the western part of the world. We have 9 different major cities in the game, and then various smaller towns and settlements that you can get to. Each of these has a different architecture type. When you get out into the wilderness, they'll have different types of foliage, different types of grass. The terrain will be more rocky, more mountainous.
How do you do? What can I do for you? The Fighters Guild is recruiting again. Not a bad way to make some money, if you've got the stones for it. You do.
So you'll see NPCs will be more, you'll find more of them in towns during the middle of the day like it is now. They'll be walking around, running errands, getting food. I can go into the chapel and there'll be guys in there praying, going to church. Stores will open and close morning and night. They have full 24/7 schedules. So sometimes you'll have a quest to trail somebody or to kill somebody, and you actually have to figure out where they are at different times of day.
How goes it?
The weather will change dynamically in different parts of the world. So in the west, in the south, it'll be more rainy. To the north, you'll be more likely to see a snowstorm. Go over here and take a look at an interior of a house. Did anybody have any questions so far for Aaron? Before I forget? Yes, sir.
Yeah, just real quick. It kind of seems like maybe this is an older version, or I'm seeing some frames per second slow down and popping.
Yeah, it's not done. So it's several weeks old, and we still have a lot of optimizing and performance stuff to do. So
we're all really excited for the game, and I'm just wondering, is that the main reason for the delay, or?
Yeah, I mean, we decided that we wanted it to get done right, that we still had stuff that we wanted to do optimization-wise. In the last week, we've reduced loading times by like 400%, so there's lots of speed and performance things. The content is done, the game is done, everything is in the game, you can play and do everything. For us now, it's the level of polish, some of the things that you talked about. I'll load up an exterior out in the forest, you can see, you'll see trees popping on and off, there are little shader bugs here and there. We're right now in the stage of breaking the game a lot in terms of getting it faster and then going back through and fixing the things we break. So yeah, this is not some special locked off thing. This is, from a week or two ago, I just grabbed a build that was stable and let me show you guys some different parts of the game. So yeah, it's definitely not done, but it will be soon.
You mentioned earlier that first guy treated you differently depending on your race and your sex and stuff like that. Is that something that happens throughout the whole game?
Absolutely, yeah. So the question is NPCs and how do they treat you and how do they react to you? There's a whole list of things that NPCs will respond to. I'll actually pull up my screen here so you can see. One of the things we did in Oblivion is we decided that we were going to, in-game, keep track of all the things that you've been up to. This is, partially what I've been doing, partially sort of bragging rights. So you can see it keeps track of simple things like the level of your different skills, your bounty, your fame, your infamy. But as I scroll down here, you'll see things like assaults, murders, how many blocks you've picked, how many houses you own. All of those things affect how everybody else in the world feels about you. So the more famous you get, the more good deeds you do, the more that people who are good will want to talk to you and help you. The more infamous you are, the more you get caught for stealing, for killing people, the more that nefarious folks will want to talk to you. And in fact, 2 of the guilds, the Thieves Guild and the Assassins Guild, you actually can't join until you get caught doing bad things. You have to murder an innocent person to join the Dark Brotherhood. Murder an innocent person and they come visit you at night and invite you to join the Assassin's Guild. Actually, one of the cool things you get to do in the Assassin's Guild is you get a quest to kill that guy that you see in the cell across from you that's talking junk right at the beginning of the game. Somebody wants him dead. Somebody else besides you wants him dead. And so they pay you to break back into jail to go kill that guy. So you can last word in on him. So yeah, as you go through the game, who you are and what you're doing, all of that stuff affects how people think about you and the way they react to you. Let me jump over to show you some of the forest stuff in another dungeon here. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just wondering if you use that same facial technology to ensure that we have unique looking NPCs. I know in Morrowind there were kind of a lot of people that, had the same skin, but they were different looking.
Yeah, absolutely. So all that stuff that you saw in Character Gen that I did with the sliders, that's a vastly simplified version of what we use to create all of our NPCs. So you're not going to find lots of characters in the world that look the same as somebody else, unless it's a twin or something and we want them to look the same. So the idea is we use that same system to make all these 1,500 NPCs look different that also lets you create and customize whatever kind of character you want.